Hey, Grace family, Pastor Shane here, and thanks for joining us again on this study through our Vision series. I hope you've been leaning into it, and I hope you're getting moved to be a part of what's happening here at Grace. Over the past couple weeks, we talked about this mission statement that's really driving who we are as a church. And remember, the purpose of a mission is to give us that target that we're moving towards together. More than likely, if you're watching this, you call Grace home. And the heartbeat of this is for us to get really clear and really focused on where God is calling us over the next few years. Last week we talked about see, and this week we're going to focus in on this idea of know and knowing Jesus well. Have you ever got lost in a crowd? Maybe as a kid, maybe as an 8, 9, 10-year-old, it's scary. It's scary looking and wondering, where's mom? Where's dad? I've had those experiences in my life, and I'm sure maybe you have too. It's funny, when I go to Disneyland, I look and there's always people with these really bright shirts on that you wonder, man, that's a really almost obnoxiously bright orange shirt. And then once you realize they're probably wearing that because it makes them easier to see for the other people they're with. Their whole group is in bright orange. So if we get separated, just look for the bright orange. Here's what I think is important about this idea of knowing and growing in relationship with Jesus. It's helping us get a brighter shirt in our relationship with God. So when he feels distant or he feels not present or we're going through a hard time, the more time we spend with him and knowing him, the brighter that shirt gets. Amidst all the chaos, amidst everything we face in life, our goal is to be able to see him in the midst of the storm and see him amidst all the chaos. I've had spiritual seasons where I've been passionately pursuing the word and truth and prayer and all these things we're going to be talking about today. And there's been times where it's been hard. I want to speak to the person who's maybe watching this, who's having a hard time starting or continuing these spiritual practices. I want to encourage you with this. God's not mad at you. A lot of times we view these things, these knowing principles, these spiritual disciplines as a way of earning God's favor or earning his love. And I believe if we are doing it with that heart posture, we're missing out on such a huge blessing. We don't do these practices just so he'll love us more, because he can't love you more than he already does. We do these spiritual practices because we know it's good for our life. And the more we know Jesus and the more we shape our life around him, the better and more impactful and more mission-driven our life can be. And I don't know about you, that's the life I want. With the short period of time I have on this earth, I don't want to waste it. I want to be on mission and be able to find and see Jesus moving in the normal moments of life. I broke the idea of knowing into 3 points this past weekend, and I just want to go over them real quickly with you. First, it was the idea of growth or knowing Jesus is expected. Hebrews 5:12 says this, "For though by this time you ought to be teachers, but you still need someone to teach you the basic principles of faith." I find that just a convicting passage, that there's a moment in every believer's life where we should be growing and taking steps forward in our faith. And the reality is, some of us struggle with getting to a point where we just settle. We just settle for a little bit. You know what? I'm good here. And the Christian life is not about settling. It's about continuing to dig, continuing to take ground, continue to stay fired up. I mean, most of you are watching this video, so you're already doing something about pursuing and community and biblical knowledge. I want to encourage you, just don't settle. Keep going, because knowing him is expected in our faith. We also talked about the idea of knowing producing stability. That it's not the height of the tree or the size of the tree outside of the dirt that produces stability when storms come. No, it's the depth and connection of the roots. I spoke about this visual about how trees stand strong in the midst of a storm as they dig their roots deep, and they often connect their roots to other trees. What maybe you're doing right now and watching this video and being a part of this group you're in is connecting those roots. You know, one thing I think we often misplace when it comes to small groups is the idea of this is all just about knowledge. No, your home group is about life. It's about living life together. It should go beyond just knowledge and wisdom. Yes, that's a part of it. And as we focus on knowing Jesus, yes. But we want to know Jesus and grow in our relationship with Jesus as we connect with others. The third one is this: the idea of knowing and growing in relationship with Jesus happening with intention. I spoke about these 4 rhythms that come up. We see throughout Scripture, there's these 4 spiritual practice rhythms that should be important for every believer who has a heart to know Jesus, grow in relationship with Jesus. And the 4 are this: Scripture, community, prayer, and the spiritual practices as worship and communion, all of those things that come with that. And I want to challenge you to think through those 4. When it comes to Scripture, how's your heart posture towards Scripture? Is it something you dread doing, or is it something you wake up fired up to get into? When it comes to community, are you connected to other believers? Really? Are you showing them who you really are and what you're really struggling with, or is it maybe just surface level? What about prayer? Is prayer a normal practice in your life? Is it something that goes beyond just maybe that prayer at dinner that lasts 5 seconds, and it goes into a relationship building conversation style between you and God? I'm always blown away when it comes to prayer that I have the opportunity to talk to the God of the universe. Or is it the spiritual practices? Is it worship? Is it taking time to practice the things that Jesus calls us to practice? Maybe one of all those 4 might be overwhelming to focus on. I want to challenge you just to maybe evaluate one in your life. Evaluate one in your life and make a priority in growing in them. That's why we started this 7 days of prayer and fasting. It was an opportunity for us just to pause and to make Jesus a little more clear in the midst of the chaos of life. Like that shirt I started with, that bright shirt that makes him stand out in the distance. What this will do, engaging with this in a real and authentic way, is going to make Jesus more clear, more intimate in your life. The idea of fasting is giving up something to pursue God more, giving up time to give him that time, giving up that resource or that distraction and focusing that on God instead, giving up a meal and taking that time to pray and to worship. And maybe you're like, oh, I missed Sunday and I'm 3 days into this, and just grab one. Jump in. Actually, there's a link in the bottom of this video where you can click and just download this and get this right now. Start now. Don't make the excuses of, oh, I missed day 1. No, jump in. It's never too late to jump in as we go through this as a church. Because our heart as a church is, as we are a church that is passionate about helping people see Jesus, we are passionate about helping people know Jesus as well, growing deeper in their faith. And I hope you are passionate about that as well. And I hope you enjoy your discussion around this conversation. I'll see you next week as we jump into the idea of living like Jesus. Very excited for that one as we learn to walk as an example of Christ to the world. Love you guys. Have a good one.